Alrighty everybody, welcome back. We are starting our cell organelle videos. And our question that we're going to be focusing on while we go through all of these videos is how do each of the organelles work together to keep cells alive? So just a refresher, we have two different types of cells. Our first cell type is prokaryote cells. Now remember, prokaryote means bacteria. Now these cells, it says here that they have no organelles, but they do have some. So instead of no organelles, we're going to say that they have few organelles. And we're going to discuss which organelles they have a little bit later. Now for eukaryotic cells, we have eukaryote animal cells, and we also have eukaryotic plant cells. Now as you can see, the eukaryotic plant cells are more box-like in structure, and this is because they have a cell wall that we will discuss later. And our eukaryotic animal cells are going to be a little bit more globular in structure. They don't have as much of a rigid structure as a plant cell does. And this is because most of them lack a cell wall. And our eukaryotic cells are going to have more organelles. They're very complex compared to our prokaryotic cells. So now we are moving on to how cells work in order to live. This is what jobs do cells have to do. So we're going to be learning about 3 different jobs that cells have to do in order to live, and these 3 are very important, and they're going to be highlighted in yellow, so I would make sure that you write this somewhere on your notes. Our first one is making proteins. So the cells are going to make proteins in order to control every cell function. So make sure you write making proteins and that proteins control every cell function. Our second job that they do is making energy. Now they do this for 2 main reasons. They do it for our daily life. So this is making energy for you to be able to play sports, play outside during wartime, all that kind of stuff, just your everyday life. The second reason is for growth. So this is growing as you age, you get bigger, and you need more energy as you get older. So make sure you write down the second one. Our last one is making more cells. Now, they make more cells for growth. Again, as you age, you need to make more cells as you grow because you're getting larger, you're getting bigger, you're aging. It's also making cells for repairing. So this is like if you get a cut on your skin, it's going to make more cells in order for that cut to heal. And it's also for renewal. Again, with your skin, that outer layer of your skin is dead skin cells and it flakes off. This is why you have to wash your sheets pretty often. But your skin cells are constantly renewing, so they have to be making more of themselves. So again, these 3 points in yellow are very important, so make sure you write them somewhere on your notes. So we have different cell organelles. An organelle literally translates to little organ. So again, this is in red, so I recommend writing organelle in its definition. So they are found only inside eukaryotic cells. But again, remember that prokaryotic cells do have a few organelles, including ribosomes, which all cells have, as well as they have a cell wall and a cell membrane. And we're going to get into that later, about what those individual organelles do. But they are found in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Also, the jelly-like substance is called cytoplasm. We talked about this in class, where cyto means cell and plasm means fluid. So cytoplasm is the fluid within the cell. This is in red, so it's probably important and you should write it down. It says the cytoplasm holds the organelles into place. So this is what all of the organelles in the cell are sitting in. So over here we have a picture of a eukaryotic cell, and it shows a few of the different types of organelles that we are going to be discussing. We are going to have 12 different videos talking about 12 different organelles. So here we are to our first organelle. So this organelle is what is known as the brain of the cell. It is the nucleus. So make sure that you get this in the center of your Venn diagrams, Frere models, what you're writing this on. So the function and job of the nucleus is the control center of the cell. Again, this is going to be the brain. It's going to be where the DNA is stored, where it's contained. So again, it's the control center of the cell that holds the DNA. Over here is a picture of the structure of the nucleus. I would write down what you think the nucleus looks like to you. Some people might say it looks like a purple golf ball. Whatever it reminds you of, I would write that down as well as drawing a little picture to help you remember what it looks like. So this whole entire image right here is the nucleus, and this is the inside of it. We're going to see a closer picture in the next slide. So some important facts for you guys to know is that it is surrounded by a double membrane. So the nucleus in the center right here is surrounded by a membrane. It is usually the easiest organelle to see under the microscope. It is sometimes the only organelle that we can see depending on the magnitude of the microscope. So it's usually going to be the little dot somewhere inside of the cell that we can see through the lens of a microscope. And it is usually one per cell. So this is just typically one per cell. Also, they are only found in eukaryotic cells. So again, this is just a little close-up image of the structure. So if this helps you with drawing your image in the structure section, you can pause it here and draw. So this is the end of our first organelle. And so before you move on to the next, make sure you go back and have all of the notes from that Frere model.